Hello, dear primary 6 students. How are you and how's everything? I hope everything is okay. Now, if I say this is a big class, or it's a good day, or it's a hot one, what do I say here? What do I want you to know? I want to tell you the description of the day, or of the class, or of the house, or anything else. So, when you want to describe something, you have to use the adjective. For example, it's a big class, or it's a hot day, as we said, or he is a clever student. So, these are adjectives. We have many kinds of adjectives, such as colors. When you say this is a brown desk, it's an adjective. When you say I have 2 cats, 2 is an adjective. When you say this is a very hot day, so hot is an adjective. When you say he is a happy boy, so the feeling or the expression are adjectives. So all of these are adjectives. Now, what if you have more than one thing and you want to compare between them? Which one is bigger, which one is smaller, which one is better for you? Let's see this in slide 2. And we are going to have today our grammar lesson, the comparative and superlative. We are going to use all the adjectives and we are going to compare between things. So, the comparative, we use it to compare 2 things or 2 people between them or 2 animals. Of course, we have short adjectives and long adjectives. The short adjectives just such as tall, old, small, good, bad, these are small ones or short adjectives. Okay, how do we compare? If we compare between 2 things, so you have to remember that we add ER and then. ER and then. So, big should be bigger than. Small, smaller than. Short, shorter than. So you have to mention the first thing or the first person or the first animal that you have. Then you have to put the adjective followed by ER and don't forget than. So if I say Ahmed is older than Ali, means that maybe Ahmed is 10 years old and Ali is 9 years old. So it means that Ahmed is older than him, which means that Ali is younger than Ahmed. Okay. Now we have short adjectives and with Y. Okay, what we have to do here, we have to skip the Y and add IES, as we know. Pretty should be prettier than. Heavy, heavier than. She is prettier than her sister. For the short adjectives with CVC, what does mean CVC? CVC means consonant, vowel, and consonant. It means that we have a consonant letter, a vowel letter in the middle, then we have a consonant one. So what we have to do here, we have to double the last consonant that we have. For example, we have fat should be fatter than. We have to double letter T. Big, bigger than. My school is bigger than yours. Now we have long adjectives. What does it mean, long adjectives? It means that we have more than one syllable. For example, when we say old, it's only one syllable. We say it only once, one time, for one shot. But when we have more than one syllable, for example, we have this adjective, expensive. So this is 3 syllables. So the 3 syllables, we can't add ER. It's going to be very long. We can't say expensive. Wow, it's very long. So what we have to do here, we have to add more before the adjective, not after it. For example, if I have the word expensive or the word comfortable, we have to say more expensive than or more comfortable than. For example, when I say Gold is more expensive than silver. Means that we have to pay lots of money for gold than silver. We have some adjectives which we call them irregular. What's mean irregular? It means that they are not the same. We don't deal with them as the short adjective or the long adjective. Okay, what we do? We change it at all. For example, here we have good. I can't say gooder than. So what we have to do? I have to say better than. So you have to keep them by heart. Good should be better than. Bad should be worse than. Far, we have two spelling for them. Farther than with U or farther than with the A. Much and many should be more than. Little should be less than. For example, I have less money than my brother. Now, let's go to slide 3. Okay, what we are going to talk about here? We are going to talk about superlative. Okay, what does it mean, superlative? It means that we are going to compare between not only two things or two people or two animals. We are going to compare between more than these. For example, I have a pretty girl in the class and all the class says that she's a pretty one. More than the others? Yes, more than the others. Of course, not for you. All of you are pretty beautiful, cute, all of you. Not in our class, another one. Okay, so when we say, for example, I want a name, not in your names, let's call it Alex, okay? Alex is the prettiest girl. Means that no one is prettier than her. Why? Because she's the prettiest, the most pretty one, the most beautiful one. Okay, so when we want to use the superlative adjective or between adjectives, we have to add est. So you have to remember, when we compare between two things, we add just er. But when we are comparing between more than one, it means we have to use more than two things. We have to use more than two letters. It should be est. So we have to add that, then the adjective, and the adjective should be followed by est. Let's see here. We have the short adjectives, the plus adjective plus est. For example, we have tall, and we say the tallest. Short, the shortest. We have, as we said, adjectives, and in y, we have to skip y and add iest. As we say, heavy, heaviest. Noisy, noisiest. And the other one, the third one that we have, adjectives of CVC, as we said, consonant, vowel, consonant, we have to double the last consonant. Fat, fattest. Thin, thinnest. What about the long adjectives? The long adjectives, we can't add more, and we can't add est at the end. We can't say it's the expensivest one. No, this is wrong, totally wrong. So what we have to do? We have to use the most or the least. The most means it's better than everything, and the least it means that it's under everything. Plus the long adjective. For example, gold is the most expensive metal. Means that nothing is expensive than it, more expensive than it. We also have our irregular verbs, our irregular adjectives. We have good should be the best, bad should be the worst, far should be the farthest or the farthest, much or many should be the most, little should be the least. For example, when I say, Layla is good, but her sister Mona is better than her, but their brother is the best. So we have three people here. We are comparing between these three people. And let's go to slide 4. We are going to see these pictures. You are going to understand more. Tom is strong. Okay. Let's see what's the one in the middle here. It's Peter, and Peter, as you see, is a very old man, and he is not a strong one. So we have to say that Peter is strong, but Tom is stronger than Peter. Then the last one, look at him. Wow, he's very strong. So Bob is the strongest one. Means that he can carry both of them. Now look at these cows down here. This one is big. This one from the left is big, maybe for you. The other one beside it is bigger. But look at this one, the one on the right. This is the biggest. It means that no cow here is bigger than it. Now let's move to slide 5. We have 2 other kinds of comparing. For example, if I want to say that both of them are the same, no one is better than the other, or no one is shorter or smaller or bigger or cleverer than the other. So what we have to say? We have to use as. So, and we have to put the adjective in the middle. So when I say, Ahmed is as clever as Ali, means that both of them are clever. No one is better than the other. Rowan is as beautiful as Zahra. Both of them are beautiful. Again, when we use as a form of comparative, we have something else we have to use it. When I say, the more you eat, the fatter you get. The more you study, the cleverer you be. The less work you do, the worse mark you get. So I use these form to compare between what are you going to do and what is the result of what you are doing. If you eat much, you are going to be fat. If you do less work, you are going to be a lazy one, or you are not going to get your high marks. So both of them are, or the second one depends on the other sentence, the first sentence. So as we see here, the plus the adjective with er, or plus more, or plus less. And the second sentence should be that plus the adjective with er, or the irregular one, better or worse. We have here, the more you eat, the fatter you get. The less work you do, the worse mark you get. Okay, now let's go to slide 6. Now we have something comes at the end of the sentence and we call it suffix. What does it mean? If you want to change the verb into a noun, you have to add some of these suffixes. Shin or meant. For example, we have here the verb collect. Collect means to gather something together from the same sets. If you add shin to the end of the verb, you change the verb into a noun. I collect lots of stamps, so I have a big collection of stamps. Did you get it? Now, when you have invite, when you put shin should be, when you have invent, and when you put shin should be invention. We have here, they invented the cell phone or the mobile phone, and of course it's a great invention. Imagine and imagination. If I tell you, I want you to have a great imagination because I want you to imagine that you are in a plane and it's going to travel to the farthest place you want. Now maybe we add meant. to the end of the verb and change it into a noun also. Argue. Of course, all the time, especially in the class, the teacher tells you, stop arguing with your friends. Means that I'm saying, I'm the best. No, I'm the best. This is arguing. So argue, and if you want to make it a noun or change it into a noun, you say argument. So argument between classmates is not a good thing. Improve and improvement. You have to improve yourself. It means that you have to do better to get improvement. Develop and development is the same also, but I use it for the cities or the countries. They have lots of development. Now, let's have some exercises on slide 7. Complete the sentence with the comparative or superlative from the one that we have the adjective at the end, then you are going to compare it. My sister is. I have here my sister is, and should be a space here, and my brother, we have intelligent. So, intelligent is a short or a long adjective. Yes, it's a long adjective. Okay, now, I have two people here, my sister and my brother. So I have to use comparative form, not superlative one. Can I say intelligenter? No, it's very long. So we have to say what? More intelligent, and you have to add than, don't forget it. So my sister is more intelligent than my brother. Number 2, the blue whale is, we have space, and we have animal, and we have bee. So now, we don't compare between the blue whale and other animal. Here we are comparing between the blue whale and all the animals. So we have to use the superlative form, and we have to use the biggest. So the blue whale is the biggest animal. Number 3, Iceland is Spain, and we have as cold. It means that they are the same in coldness. So the same we have to use, remember, same means as. Okay, so we have to say Iceland is as cold as Spain. The number 4, this is the best book I have ever read. We have here the word good, and I want to superlative or use superlative form here because I don't compare between this book and another one. I compare this book with others. So we have to use the third form of superlative. And good can't be goodest. So we have to change it into the best. This is the best book I've ever read. Number 5, my neighbor is, I have lucky person I know. He's only the lucky one that I know. So you have to make it superlative. He is the luckiest person I know. Number 6, Friday is day of the week. We have busy, and as we said, we compare Friday with all the days that we have to use the superlative form. So Friday is the busiest day of the week. Number 7, these trainers are much, those cheap. We have cheap and we have much, so we have to use comparative form. So these trainers are much cheaper than those one. Number 8, Frank works harder than most people. Okay, why didn't I use here the hardest? Because I'm not describing Frank. I'm saying that he is working more or harder than people, but he is not the hardest one. Number 9, I have to use good at English than you. Means that I speak English more fluent than you, so I'm better at English than you. And you don't have to say this to your friend, by the way. It's nasty. It's not a good thing. Okay, number 10. Today has been the day of the year. We have hot and we have to compare it between all the days. So it's not between two, it's more than two. We have to use the superlative form. Today has been the hottest day of the year. Number 11, this is, and we have at the end, bad CD I've ever listened to. It means that I didn't listen to anyone worse than it. So this is the worst CD I've ever listened to. Number 12, Japanese. It means the Japan language. Japanese is not easy as English. I want to use not easy or not as easy. It means Japanese is not as easy as English. It means that English is easiest. Number 13, which mountain is in the world? So it's only one in the world. It means that I have to use the superlative form, the highest in the world. Now let's move to slide 8, and it's the last one. 14, John is, I have his brother. Here I have the adjective clever. Okay, clever is a special case. We may use it as cleverer, and also we may say more clever than. So both of them are right. So John is cleverer than his brother is right. Also, John is more clever than his brother is right. Number 15, English is than Latin. I have useful. Here I can't say usefuler. I have to say more useful than Latin. Number 16, what is that word in English? I have common, and I want the most common word in English, which means that we use it all the time. Number 17, the Nile is that. When you have that, so you have to use the superlative form, longest river in the world. Number 18, this is my, and I have to use old and old, but I have here two sentences. This is my brother, Mary is their daughter. Look at this. This is my older brother. It means that he is older than me. But maybe I have an eldest one. What's mean eldest one? It means the one who is older than anyone else. So Mary is their eldest daughter. It means that no one there is older than Mary. So be careful here. This is my older brother, but Mary is their eldest daughter. Number 19. That skyscraper. Skyscraper, sorry, is one of the tallest buildings. And of course, tall here is not, I don't like it, so you have to say one of the highest buildings in the city, okay? We are going to correct it. Number 20. The first exercise was easy, but this one is more difficult. I also may say the first exercise was easy, but this one is difficult. Both of them are right. Thanks for listening, and I hope you get everything for now, and see you next lesson.